Week 1 practical video. In this video, we will be going over what is due and when, and we'll start with the review of the syllabus. The objectives for Week 1 are for you to read through Chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 1, the employment relationship. Define employment relationship, distinguish between an employee and a dependent contractor. Understand the duties of the employer and the worker. And for Chapter 2, under selection, understand that the selection process and understand the importance of undertaking a job analysis that will define the qualifications necessary for the job. Read the course syllabus in full, and you will see that you have Chapters 1 and 2 to read in your text this week, and you need to participate in the discussion and submit the case study listed for Week 1 in the course classroom. For the discussion board, you are to answer the weekly discussion questions with your initial answer and then 2 content-rich replies to classmates. The first DB question, and only for this week, is: assume an organization wants to pursue a new staffing strategy and human resource strategy to gain a competitive advantage. Discuss how the organization does this, and how should the organization decide their employment levels while keeping legally compliant and gaining a competitive advantage in the marketplace. Keep in mind in your initial responses reflect only if they only have opinions and personal experiences. You will have to find support for your views in the assigned reading or other academic sources. Keep in mind always that business decisions are based on facts. Students are expected to be reflective and considerate in their responses to others. Responses specifically when students disagree should be encouraged as opportunities to practice constructive feedback that supports diversity in thinking, just like if you were a human resource manager. Remember, there are 2 sides to every story, and if someone has a different side than you, be sure that you can argue it proactively and intelligently, and keeping in mind net etiquette. For each discussion, you are going to have to post your initial thoughts, insights, ideas for your colleagues to consider. You'll have to read your colleagues' postings and respond to at least 2 of them during the week. Review your initial posting and consider your colleagues' responses and your own learning as the week moves forward. You're expected to participate in the discussions a minimum of 2 different days each week, and your participation in the class is tracked through the discussion area, so be sure you are active each week. Moving on to your assignment that is due this week is your case study. This week you are to read the case Schultz versus Capital International Securities that answer the following questions. What is the main issue? What are the relevant legal concepts? What's the relevant case law? What is the rationale and the ruling of the case? And cite your work. This case is located in your textbook, and also when you click on your case study that is due, when you scroll down, the case is summarized there for you also. And you also can go online and you can read the whole case just by Googling Schultz versus Capital International Securities. The second part of your case study is a short answer, and you have to answer each question in detail. And you want to discuss why job analysis is important, analyze legislation which requires job analysis when determining the employment relationship, discuss what job analysis needs to develop, and list and explain the sources of job information. Then you move on to answer, define the importance of job analysis to all human resource managers, activities and functions, and analyze the employment relationship and explain the methods and planning stages prior to conducting a job analysis. The second portion does not relate to the first portion, so you do not have to cite the case that you discussed at the beginning. But any answers or references or anything that you do use in either part 1 or 2, be sure you cite your work. APA, each week you need to cite your work, and here is a great website which is also posted in the class view. So to be sure you are citing in APA format. No wikis or blogs are allowed. They're not reliable sources, so you cannot cite them. Only professional websites can be quoted. All work has to be original. Plagiarism is not accepted and will be immediately reported to the chair. And cite, be sure you cite your work. If not, then you will also lose points for not citing properly. Check your grammar and spelling in Word before you submit anything. If your work is not grammatically correct, you will also lose points, and there's no point in losing points for something that is very simple to check and it's highlighted for you right in Word. So be sure you check your capitalization, your sentence structure, everything that you have, including the discussion boards. Always use spell check. You can read here and you can see through our amazing human mind why it's important, and it's hard to catch every error just by reading. So proofread, and then you spell check, and then proofread again. I hope you enjoy your week. Any questions, of course, please contact me. As a future professional in your field, you must learn to read everything, complete research, and follow basic instruction in the workplace, and your training begins now. You all will succeed and do great things. Great to have each of you here in week 1 as we start our learning journey together.